Hi YouTubers, it's Kelvin again, and we're going to be solving for variables using multiplication. So before we get started, let's look at the various signs for multiplication. We all know that we use x for multiplying. So if we had 3 and 2, then we'd put x in the middle, so it could be 3 times 2. There are various signs for multiplication that you may or may not know, so let's go over them. We can use an X, a dot, or a star, and they all mean to multiply. Another thing we can do is put a parentheses around the number, and that means that we can multiply the number in parentheses to the number next to it. All of the examples that we have used so far have used numbers for multiplication. In certain situations, we can erase a number and insert an object, and that still means multiplication. And 3 times 2 equals 6. We can erase times 2 and insert a bird, and it can still mean multiplication. It could also be a dog or an airplane or anything you can imagine. The only thing you don't want to replace it with is a number because that wouldn't make sense. All of these objects are called variables. Sometimes mathematicians don't have a sense of humor, so they add letters instead of objects to represent variables. In this video, we chose our variable to be the letter A. In the problem 3 times 2 equals 6, we make it 3a equals 6. In this problem, a represents the number 2, but sometimes it's not that apparent. Sometimes you have to do a calculation to figure out what a equals. Like in the problem 3a equals 81, we can't figure out what a equals right away. Therefore, we'll have to do a calculation. There are 3 parts to this equation. The first part is the part before the equals sign. The next one is the part after the equal sign. And the last one is the part with the equal sign. We don't mix any of these parts up when we're calculating our problem. In order to figure out what a equals, we first have to multiply 1 divided by the number next to the variable on each side of the equation. In this case, the number next to the variable is 3. Therefore, we have to multiply 1 divided by 3 on each side of the equation. So let's do the math. First, we're going to do the math on the left side of the equation, which is the red area. And then we're going to do the right side of the equation, which is the blue area. I assume you know that 1/3 times 3 equals 1. Now we can see that 1/3 times 3a is 1a. Since 1 times any number equals that number, this side of the equation equals a. Now let's go to the right side of the problem. We have to multiply that by 1/3 also. I assume that you know that 81 times 1/3 equals 27. Therefore, the answer to the problem is a equals 27. So let's look at this problem one last time. 3a equals 81. In order to solve this problem, a number has to be in front of the variable, and in this case it's 3. Let's look at 27.32. It's a number and it'll work. 3 654,847. Yep, it'll work. 635 minus 36. It calculates to be a number, so it will work. 6 3/8. Fractions are numbers, so it'll work. The fact is, any number or anything that equals a number will work. So that's my video for today. Please hit a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel.